All right, so I'm gonna talk about why you need to trust God and why you don't trust God. And before I start, I know everybody got their own different beliefs and what they think is real and what they don't think real. Some people think it's the universe. Some people think they self-God. Some people think they are God, is what I'm saying. Some people think Jesus Christ is God. Some people think Allah is God. Some people think it's a whole lot of different beliefs. Me personally, I just say my divine because if you being honest with yourself, you don't know who God is. We all know there is a God, is a higher power, most high. But if you gotta be honest with yourself, and when you honest with yourself, then you know belief is fake. Either you know something is real or you don't know it's real. Belief is just when you trick yourself and hoping something is real that you don't know about. So I don't got no beliefs. Either you know something is real or you don't. I know God real, my divine. I don't know what it looked like, but I know it's real. So now I got that out of the way. Now we're gonna talk about why you don't trust God and how it's disrespectful to not trust God. And the number one sign you don't trust God is that you don't let go. When you steady questioning what you know and what you feel is right for your life. You know you should be doing this, you know what you need to do. But instead you take the other route, and now you're complaining about that route, because that's the route you want to work. The whole time, that's not in the route you're supposed to be on, that's why it's not working. So now you're trying to force something to work that was never meant to work in the first place. So you're fighting a never winning battle. When you're supposed to be in the other path, where your life is way easier. So you gotta step out of God's way. You gotta get connected with God. You gotta trust God. You gotta know what's right, so you have to listen. You gotta live a righteous life. You can't be out here living wicked and expect to have peace of mind. And it's certain things in your life you're gonna go through. You know, like, but when you go through shit repeatedly, at some point you gotta be like, all right, I gotta start listening. Like me, I went through shit in my life repeatedly. I'm like, how I know God real? How I know this the right route I'm supposed to take? This and that. So I had a talk with God, and I'm like, if this really you, then give me signs. Show me stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. Prove me wrong about me wanting to do this instead. And every time I got proved wrong by my divine, and at a certain point, I was just like, oh yeah, this right, this what I'm supposed to be doing. So ever since, I just started trusting my divine, and I never been proved wrong. I never been led wrong, basically. I never was led in the blind. I never was led astray. I always been set to the right path. And the only time that I fall off my path is when I start making human-based decisions. When you live as a spirit and not the human, your life is gonna be like butterflies. When you see birds and butterflies in the sky, or ducks, when you see ducks at a lake, they just jumping in the water, no fear, no care in the world. That's how your life is gonna be. You gotta get rid of these human problems. And it's not easy. But it's not easy, but it's impossible if you don't make the effort to do it. It's not easy, but it's gonna be impossible if you don't make the effort to do it. As long as you got God on your side, your God, whatever God that you have, as long as you got your God on your side, there's nothing that you can't do. But you gotta be connected. You gotta talk with God. You gotta have a talk with your spirit. You gotta sit down and listen. The same way when you in school and you sit down and listen to the teachers for 8 hours, that's how you gotta do with God. That's how you gotta do with your spirit. You gotta sit down and listen and pay attention. Take notes just like school. Apply it to your life just like school. And that's how it is. A lot of people think they're not getting blessed in life, or they feel like God ain't real and stuff like that. And that's only because they live in a wicked life. They're not living a righteous life. If you're doing a bunch of negative things and you're a negative person, of course you're gonna feel like you don't get blessings. You don't even know how to receive your blessings properly. You don't know how to attain them. You don't know how to get them and keep them. You don't know how to keep your vibration at a high level. You vibrating at a low frequency. So of course you're gonna think all that. Of course you're gonna think God ain't real. I trust my divine because I know the outcome. I know the ending. I know how it's gonna unfold. I know it's gonna work in the end. I don't trust my divine because I agree with what's going on or I'm comfortable with it. I'm rarely comfortable with what's happening. My comfort comes from trusting my divine. And I know every time I didn't trust my divine, it didn't turn out right. But when I do trust my divine, everything turns out great. So it's about trust and comfortability in two different areas. You don't trust something because you agree with it. You don't trust something because you're comfortable with it. You trust something because you know it's right and you know that's what you need to do. And you trust the outcome and you trust it because it never led you wrong. That's why you trust something.